Hey y'all, hey, what's up out there to all of my fellow gold diggers? I am about to share with you some money secrets that you absolutely need to do if you want your money to increase. These are things that wealthy people do and that you should also do as well if you want to have success, as well as if you want to see an increase in your money, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. The first thing that I have, and you have heard me say this, and I'm going to keep saying it until you get it, and that is one source of income is too close to zero or it's too close to none. Stop relying on one thing to be your main thing or to be your only thing. You need to have multiple sources of income, whether that's a side hustle, whether that's passive income or something of that nature. You need to have a backup plan. And if anything, I have shared with you, 2020 taught me this lesson that one source of income, it is way too close to zero. And with all the things that are going on right now, this is also a wake-up call, like, hey, you need to get into your side hustle bag or see about generating additional funds or additional income, whether through a side hustle, a business, investments, something, so that you can have something to fall back on. The wealthy people do this all the time. They don't just have one source of income. They have multiple ways that they are generating money. If you don't believe me, let's look at athletes and stuff. So we're gonna take, let's take an NBA player. An NBA player like LeBron or Steph Curry or someone, they just don't make their money from playing basketball. That's just one thing that they do. They have sneaker deals, they have brand deals, they have clothes that they might sell, they have, and I'm sure they have like real estate and other investments as well. So they don't just generate their money from playing basketball, because if they got injured or God forbid they couldn't play anymore, they need to still have a way to make money, okay? So they have multiple sources of income. Another good example is Miss Queen Bee herself, Beyonce Knowles Carter. She has multiple streams of income. Yes, we know Beyonce for being the talented singer, performer that she is, but Miss Beyonce has other things. Miss Beyonce has clothes. Miss Beyonce has hair care products. Miss Beyonce leverages her performances. She has documentaries. She has multiple ways that she is using or making income, I should say, and you should do the same thing as well. Now, as a bonus tip, take note from them. So whether you're an athlete, whether you're a performer, whoever, these wealthy people, they are still doing stuff in their same niche. They're just expanding it. They're finding multiple ways to leverage their talent. They're finding multiple ways to leverage their skill. And that's what I tell you guys when it comes to a side hustle. Do a side hustle that is already using a skill or a talent that you already possess without you having to do something new, okay? But whatever you do, find a way to create additional sources of income, because one source is too close to none. All right, let's move along. The second thing I have is, it's not about how much you make, but it's more about how much you take. What I mean by that is not about how much money you make, it's how much money you're actually taking home, how much money you're actually keeping in your bank account. If you make $200,000, but your bills and your expenses are $210,000, you are still living paycheck to paycheck and you're still in the hole. So it doesn't matter if you have a big salary. It doesn't matter if you're generating a lot of income. It doesn't matter if you have multiple sources of income, like I mentioned in tip 1. It doesn't matter if you're overspending or if your lifestyle accounts for more than what you are bringing in. So don't be fixated on making this big, large amount of money. Focus on managing the money that you have and living below your means, because it's not how much you make, it's how much you take home and keep in your bank account. And if you have nothing in your bank account to show that you've been making $100,000, $50,000, $200,000, whatever your income level is, if you have nothing to show for it, to say, hey, I still have something saved up, I still have something that I can live off of, then you are living above your means, okay? All right, number 3. This number 2 ties right into number 3, and that is to avoid lifestyle creep. And what that means is you trying to keep up with the Joneses, as well as lifestyle creep essentially is when you start making more, you start spending more. So say, for example, you normally make $50,000. Now, because you have done so well and you've succeeded in your job, you get promoted or you get a raise, and now you are making $70,000 in your position. Instead of you increasing your lifestyle expenses to accommodate for that increase in your income, you should still live as if you're making $50,000. Your expenses shouldn't increase just because the money that you brought home increases. So you need to avoid lifestyle creep, and that is whenever your salary increases, your spending increases. We don't want that. We don't want to do lifestyle creep. And once again, that goes back to living below your means, okay? And stop trying to impress people that can't pay your bills, okay? Let's stop doing that. Stop trying to impress people. They can't pay your bills. Live within your means, okay, so you can have something to show for it. All right, number 4. I want you to remember you get what you negotiate. So you have to always be willing to negotiate. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is I'm not just talking about when it comes to buying a car or buying a home or whatever, which you should do that. That is very important. You want to make sure that you're negotiating. Like if you're purchasing a home, making sure you're negotiating and getting fair market value with the other other buyers that you're competing with. Same thing with a car. You want to make sure you're getting the best price. As well as the best interest rate if you are financing that vehicle. So I am saying negotiate in those aspects. And we kind of tend to know that we should probably negotiate when we're purchasing a home or about to buy a car. We know that. But do you also know to negotiate when it comes to your salary? When you get a job offer, you should be ready to negotiate. When it comes to the time for a raise, you should be willing to negotiate. You need to negotiate these things. Also, with a credit card, if you have a credit card and you've had that credit card for a while, be willing to negotiate. What I mean, see if you can get a lower interest rate. See if you can get a certain amount of months with no interest. Negotiate, okay? I always say, give people the opportunity to tell you no, but if you don't open up your mouth and ask for these things, they don't have the opportunity to tell you yes or no. So give them the opportunity to tell you no or to give you an answer, but be willing to negotiate, okay? Number 5, the 5th thing I have, the 5th money secret that they don't always want to tell you about is your credit score is not just for you to get a loan. Y'all, I know for the longest time, I believed or I thought that your credit score, you needed to have a good credit score if you were trying to get a loan for something. And what I mean by a loan for something, if you're trying to buy a car, then you need to have a good credit score in order to be able to finance that car. If you wanted to buy a home, they look at your credit score for that in order to purchase a home. So once I had purchased my home, once I had my car, I wasn't worried about my credit score so much or whatever. And a lot of people may not be worried about it because they're like, well, I don't need a loan. I'm not opening up any new credit cards or anything like that. But your credit score affects so many other things. It affects your car insurance. It affects your home insurance. So your credit score is very important. Your renter's insurance. So your credit score is not just for when you get a loan. They are looking at it for other things. Also, if you are a renter, they are also looking at your credit score when it comes to your utility bills. So that could be the difference between paying a deposit for you to get your lights turned on to not having to pay a deposit in order to get your lights turned on. In the long run, these savings in money, because you have a good credit score, they will add up, okay? So just remember that your credit score is not just for you to get a loan. A lot of people look at your credit score for different things, and it can affect you in multiple ways. Like I said, especially with that car insurance. Imagine paying a higher monthly premium on your car insurance that's $50 or $100 higher, or maybe even more, just because you didn't have a good credit score, all right? All right, the 6th thing, money secret that I want to share is that money is emotional. I know people will say it's all about the numbers. Money is no more than a number, but money is an emotional thing, and we need to address the fact that it is emotional. When we lose money, we feel emotions. When we get money, we have emotions. It is an emotional thing with us. Our childhood affects how we feel about money or our thoughts and beliefs about money. We need to look at all of that and make sure we have a positive thoughts impacting our money decisions and not negative thoughts. And if we do, we need to unpack that and see why are we having these negative feelings around money. But money is just more than just the numbers. Money is emotional. I wish we could say we make rational decisions with our money, but oftentimes it is fueled by our emotions. So we need to check our emotions, get in tune with our emotions, so when we're making purchases, we can realize, are we making an emotional purchase or are we making a rational purchase, okay? All right, now, the 7th thing I have is that you need to put systems in place for your money. What do I mean by that? You need to have systems in place to automate your savings. You need to have systems in place to automate your retirement contributions. Have systems in place to automate your bill payments and stuff like that. Put systems in place around your money. This will also help you to not make emotional decisions or get too emotional surrounding the decisions you make with money, because you already have systems in place Those are going to be your guardrails that give you the parameters that you need in order to take better control of your money. When you have systems in place where you're automating your savings, automating your investing, automating your bill pay, that helps you with your savings and investing. That helps you to build an emergency fund. That helps you to build your retirement fund. Also, systems in place around bill payments. That helps you free up your mental space so you're not worrying about, oh, I need to go ahead and pay this bill, or accruing a late fee or something because you missed that bill because you totally forgot about it with everything that's going on in your life. So put systems in place to help you stay in control of your money, okay? All right, the 8th thing that I have for you, the money secret that a lot of wealthy people use, is you don't just work to make money, but you got to make your money work for you, okay? What I mean by that, your money should be making money. And the easiest way, and the most common way that people do that is through retirement contributions or through investing. That is where your money is growing and working for you instead of you working for it, okay? A lot of people spend all their life working for their money and not letting their money work for them. So at a certain point, you want to switch that narrative and have your money working for you so that you can sit down and relax and, take a little bit of a break. That also could mean you being able to generate passive income, whether that's through real estate, whether that's through a business where you have employees working and you're able to generate money without physically doing the work. It can look like a number of things, but just be mindful. The goal is not to work for your money, but to have your money work for you. Of course, in the beginning, you're going to be working for your money, and even you might do some kind of work for your money throughout your life, but you don't want to work so hard that your money is not working for you, okay? So please bear that in mind and keep that in mind, okay? All right, now the next thing, this is the 9th thing. We're almost finished, y'all. The 9th thing I have is your network is your net worth. So you need to be mindful of the relationships you have. You need to tap into the relationships you have and make sure that you're cultivating good quality relationships. And that's not to say just look for people that you can connect with who are wealthy, but you want to look for people who can enhance and enrich your life, as well as you being able to enhance and enrich their life, okay? Y'all are both mutually beneficial to one another, and people are not just taking from you. I always say you should not be the smartest person in the room. All right, you should be surrounded by people who are more intelligent, have more resources than you, so that you can constantly be learning and gleaning from them. So look at your circle of friends, look at your circle of coworkers, people who you interact with, and because your network is your net worth. See who you can tap into, see who you can pour into, and see who might be able to benefit you in the long run when it comes to your money, your business, finances, things of that nature, okay? All right, the 10th thing I have is to invest in yourself, okay? You are your greatest resource. What I mean by that is you are your best investment. So you need to be investing in yourself, whether it's through self-development, taking classes, gaining new skills, continuing your education. You should always be a lifelong learner, okay? When you do that, you expand your knowledge. You become a better resource to other people. Just like I was mentioning, your network is your net worth or whatever. If you're constantly gaining more knowledge, more resources, developing yourself so that you can be a better person, that is beneficial to you in the long run, and when it comes to managing your money and managing your finances, okay? So always be willing to learn. Okay, now the 11th thing I have is, in order to do all of this, in order to do all the things that I mentioned, you have to have the right money mindset. Now, I know a lot of people want to skip over that mindset and just do the actionable steps. But having the right mindset is key, okay? Because it's easy to sabotage yourself when you don't have the right mental capacity to handle the blessings that you've been given, or to be able to handle the money that you receive, or be able to handle the business opportunities that come your way if you don't have the right money mindset, okay? And I know a lot of you might be thinking, well, I think I feel good about money. I feel like I'm okay with my money mindset. But let me ask you this. Are you someone who has a business or a side hustle, but you're constantly giving your services away for free? Are you someone who hasn't increased your prices or are scared to charge a certain price because you like, I don't think people are going to pay me that amount for what I'm providing? If any of those questions have ran through your mind, if that has ever happened and it's happening recently, then your money mindset is not as solid as you think, okay? You need to delve into that, unpack that, and realize, why do I not feel worthy to increase my price? Why do I not feel worthy for me to charge appropriately for my services? Why am I letting someone else tell me what I should be making? And what I mean by that is not asking for that raise or not asking for that promotion, staying content doing that job and seeing other people being promoted, people who started working after you, who get promoted and who get increases, but you're not doing it, but you're also not asking for it. If you're doing that, whether you have a business or whether you're on your job, you need to look at your money mindset and ask, well, why am I not asking for this? Why do I not value myself or value my skills or value my knowledge enough to ask, hey, I believe that I am worthy of getting paid this amount of money, or I'm worthy of charging this amount of money for my services. Okay, so look at that money mindset. You have to have a good money mindset. All right. And the last and final thing I have, this is what wealthy people do with their money, is you have to leave behind generational wealth as well as education. Okay, so I've added the education because you don't want to just leave behind generational wealth to heirs that are uneducated and do not know how to manage your money, because the wealth that you created will be lost because they don't know how to manage it. Okay, so you want to pass down not only the monetary gains that you made with your money, but also the financial literacy, that financial education that you obtain through your experiences, though, so you can help the next generation. All right, so just remember that. Teach your children, teach your family about money and financial literacy, okay, and as well as about investing. All right, so those were the 12 money secrets that I wanted to share with you. I hope they resonated with you. If you have enjoyed my content, if you are liking what you see, please be sure to give the video a like and share it with someone who can benefit from it. And if you haven't already done so, please make sure you are subscribed to my channel. All right, I'm Rita the Gold Digger, and I will see you next time. Take care, everyone.